even in sixth form, even until when I was about to graduate, I still had to deal with that. We're all adults. They can't do enough.
Purpose. He is Daron. He's on a journey. Walk with him to uncover the untold stories one by one. It's a chat with Daron. This episode of A Chat with Daron is brought to you by Pure Music Studios, Chaps Metal Works and Hardware Supplies at Signum Commercial, Old Harbour Road in Spanish Town, Clark's Hardware Supplies, 372 Willardine Parkway in Spanish Town, and Everything Anthony Media. Hi, welcome to A Chat with Daron. My name is Daron Smith and I am super excited about today's chat. I'll be chatting to one of my friends. Yes. Today's guest is a music producer. She is a worship leader, an entrepreneur, and radio producer at Gospel JAFM. She is from Clarendon, but living in Kingston, Jamaica. Miss Sabrina Bryce. Miss Sabrina Bryce, welcome to A Chat with Daron.
Thank you, Daron, for having me.
Finally.
It is my pleasure to be
I'm
here.
super excited about chatting with you.
Mm-hmm.
You are a beautiful soul. Anyone who knows Sabrina would agree. So good to have you here.
Thank you. I'm humbled by the invitation. Humbled.
All right, so tell us, who is Sabrina Bryce?
Wow, who is Sabrina? I'm a country girl. Can't hide it. Grew up in the cool hills of Long Look, Clarendon. That is near Frankfield. From Frankfield, you get Trowtall, Chapelton, then Maple. So to give you an idea of location, country, life, love music. I served in almost every department at church. Almost every department. At some point, I even helped out with the men's choir. I didn't sing on the men's choir, but I helped them. So
before you take us to church.
To church, okay, fine. All
right, because cool, I know we can't turn back once we go to church.
Fine, point taken.
Basic school, high school. Which basic school you attended?
Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of my basic school.
You're going to get a
but my favorite teacher is Miss Kirby. God bless her soul wherever you are, and her family. Bless Miss Kirby. And that's where was that? Orange Hill, that little school in the corner. Trust me, memories. Primary school, Long Look all age, and then I spent 1 year at Trout Hall Primary because we had to relocate, and then we went to the CC Clarendon College, True Blue.
When you brag at those shows.
Yes, don't it? Oh my God. So Clarendon College, and then naturally, the youth tech.
How was high school for you?
High school was an interesting journey. I learned a lot. There was a little wrestling with, my coming into myself, my identity, this chubby kid. I wasn't fat, but once you're not like the average size, or you're not considered slim, then it would attract a certain stereotype. So chubby cheeks, the fat girl, and that sort of thing. So I struggled. I had identity issues. Yes. I had that. The confidence was there. I was outgoing. I was outspoken, sociable. I was in choir. I was in cadet. I was in Red Cross. ICF. But the average high school, sports. No, I'm not sports. What do we pee? But so it was a cool experience. The journey was nice. I'm very appreciative of it. But looking back, there are certain things I would have changed about my approach to certain things. So if I met on resistance, if I met upon persons who were not very accepting of me, then immediately I wouldn't go into my default, which is to retract and go into my shell and just, do whatever I can to avoid certain attention and certain feedback, because you always have those, those cliques and those groups. And I'm almost any teenager can tell you, is either peer pressure, say, okay, I'm not really that type of person to start par with that type of group or groups of person, but like it was there. The challenges were there, but over time, I'm happy for the experience. Big up to Mr. Devon Case. He was my music teacher and choir director. I'm appreciative of what he taught us, and it basically kickstarts my journey into music.
You said that you faced a lot of pushback as it relates to your size. Then
it wasn't just my a direct attack at my size, but the how you felt, how you look, how you thought persons perceived you. Okay. I changed my hair a lot. I made sure all of my styles involved pulling my hair back. Because that model face, when you look in the magazine and watch TV, the model's face, it's pulled back to have, that look. So my face is round. There's nothing I can do to alter the shape of my face. So you see certain things and you see what boys are interested in and who have crush on. But I'm like, okay, I'm not less than. Let me modify myself to give off that appearance. So even in sixth form, even until when I was about to graduate, I still had to deal with that.
What would you say to the children of Jamaica who are watching and across the world who have, probably, the same issues that you had? What would you say to them?
Before I talk to the children, I would talk to the parents. I would talk to the caregivers, the grandparents, whomever are the guardians, because it starts there. I wouldn't say I didn't feel loved. My parents were awesome. My parents were also educators. So much of what they would have spent a lot of time on other person's kids, I wouldn't get that directly. I just knew what I was supposed to do as a teacher's kid, as a principal kid, and operated as such. So I never missed school. I wasn't late, the type of bad late. I didn't get detention like that. I wasn't suspended. I wasn't expelled. I got my grades. I attended classes. I never mixed up in a bad company. I never skipped class. I never, those things that you would a typical person would do. But at the same time, if someone had stepped to me and say, hey, let's do this, let's drink, let's substance abuse, all these different things, my guard wouldn't be up immediately, because I would be, curious. And I was like, oh, hey, I've never done this before. No one has ever came and say, this is bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So even if you provide the environment for your child to grow and thrive, still say the words, I love you. I think the first time my dad basically told me he loved me was when I was in college. I was walking to school in Mona.
Watch it, You're sure you're right?
I love Dad. Dad knows I love him. I would do anything for him.
You're serious?
Yes, based on what I can remember. And I was walking to school. We were on the phone because, the last child, and I'm a girl, so the overprotectiveness, it's gonna always be there. So our typical routine, going to school, talking on the phone, and I don't know how it came up. So either he was warning me or something, but the only part of the convo I remembered, he was like, out of all these kids, I'm the only one that acts like I have sense. In my words, that's I love you. My day changed, my mood changed, my life changed, because nobody ever told me that. I am Sabrina. I am Semar. That's my nickname. So, I'm just used to being good behaving, no cuss bad word, in an argument, fight. Well, I fought that one fight in high school. But yeah, we're not talking about that. So it's like, the right. It's like a know the right, do the right, stay out of trouble situation. And if you get in trouble, you know what's gonna happen. So it's not like my brother will be at the house back then. At the house with a girl, And while he's at the house, another girl is on her way to check him. Them kind of scenario there. So even being exposed to that and knowing about that, I didn't do that.
I wonder if your parents.
We're all adults. I can't do nothing. Love you, mom. Love you, dad.
What are your parents' names?
Shudley and Velma Bryce.
Okay.
Yes.
They're married?
Yes.
For how long?
44 years.
Wow.
Yes.
We're going to touch that a little later.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah,
so,
man.
So you were saying to
the kids, to
children.
the teens, to the young people, do not let what anybody says to you or about you define you, change you, or color you. If it's good, thank you. I appreciate it. I note it and I value it. If it is anything else out of that, trash, garbage, swipe and delete.
Well, what would you say to the children who are living in an environment where it's just toxic and it's just negativity?
Boy, I tell you, it's easier said than done, but you have to make an attempt at being your champion first. So other people, you may be looking for the love to come to you. You may be looking for somebody to inspire you. That is one. But those persons will not always be there. And many of us suffer from, the effects of disappointment, because who we expected to be our help, who we expected to be our mentor, we expect them to be at our beck and call, so to speak. We may not say it directly, but automatically that expectation is placed on their shoulders. So you first have to look within yourself. I am a child of a king. I am a princess. I am cute. Me look good. Me strong. Me nice. Me no business. Well, I tell you how many times say, me broad face, a God give me. Me big nose, me list tongue, me gap teeth, me knock knee, me bandy leg, a God give me. Me flat foot, a God give me. You never met me. The Bible says before God formed me. He knew me. So I have to go to the source and I have to take everything that the source says and work with it. Over time, the Lord will bring the help that we need. Not the help we think we need, the help we need.
Wonderful.
So don't let the negative discolor your perspective.
Wonderfully said. Thank you so much, Sabrina Bryce. This is the end of it. So tell us now, you're in high school and then your music teacher that has impacted you tremendously. I can see. So tell us, how the music started from there for you.
So we spent several years in JCDC. JCDC is an amazing experience. We looked forward to participating in it. Each year we would begin our preparation from the previous year. So while school was on break, we almost didn't take breaks. So we would still be doing fundraising, we would still be doing planning, while preparing for our other activities on the calendar, because we'd have to sing at school functions, we'd have to, you have the house competition. So we had I Stedford, yeah, I think that's what it was called. So each house had to prepare musical items. We would compete, and the house with the best pieces, they would win. So this is basically, the choir itself being broken down. So we would find ourselves, singing together and times competing against each other. So it created a healthy balance, because then we were challenged. So nobody said, okay, I'm the crutch, you're a crutch, so if you don't sing, then we're gonna flop. No, you were challenged to look within yourself, to find inspiration, because regardless of who was in the cohort at the time, they had to deliver. So you ended up passing on, in a way, what you learned. So you didn't, you just grew and got fat. You got to share and give the other persons who are probably not as musically exposed or inclined access to what you learned.
How did that shape you?
Boy, let me tell you.
A part of UCCF at wItH. I know you have been participating From the
Yes.
commencement until you left.
Yeah, I have to big up UCCF. They were pivotal. It's like I didn't take a break as I reached on campus. UCCF, I served from year one until I was through. I started at the bottom and until I served in national. So we gave oversight to all the campuses island wide.
Wow.
Yes, and you know my passion already. My passion is praise and worship. So I've had the privilege of working with different leaders throughout the years, and that allowed me basically to, I don't want to say rub shoulders because that's kind of a high and mighty expression, but it afforded me the opportunity to meet the likes of Latoya HD, Joseph Roach, Nadine Blair, and the Perpetual Sounds of Praise, and almost every gospel music minister across the island. Yes, it opened the door for it. So you see the trajectory. You see how I would have moved up the ranks from high school to college to UCCF, and then now, people you would stay at country and watch them on TV are the same people the Lord allowed me the opportunity to be taught by them and to minister with them.
Amazing. How did you make the transition from being a music director, worship leader, to becoming a producer at Gospel JAFM?
So, how did I get started at Gospel JAFM? Big up to Wild KC Davis and the entire Gospel JAFM family.
That's me as well. Hello?
Clearly. But you heard the entire family.
Hello?
Yes. So I love events. I love concerts. Like I said, I would have dedicated several of my time just watching these things on TV, watching Love TV, watching MTM, just seeing these things, and you're like, okay, they're so awesome. Because I did tell you I'm a church baby. I grew up in church, and just seeing these things and how it's done and how it sounds, and you hear these things on the radio.
What's the name of your church?
The name of my church, I currently attend the Escarpment Road in Testament Church
pastor?
of God, Bishop Leslie Pinnock.
Okay, continue.
Yes, so right.
You see all these things.
All these things, and so when I got flyers, I would share flyers, I would post flyers, and I would I just see a flyer and I post it because I want to just,
That's true.
It's awesome. So I'm like, over time, people assumed I would know about these events. I would know how to get to these events. I would know how you can get in these events. I would just know how but I'm like, I'm just sharing the flyer though. So enough of that. Interestingly, a friend of mine, she reached out to me and she was like, and it's not the first time she did it, start talk about sponsorship and that stuff. I was like, oh, I don't work at the event. I'm not promoting it. I just love it and I'm sharing it. And then I'm like, okay, fine. So eventually the conversation led to, hey, vacancy so-and-so, would you want to apply? And I'm like, why would you think that? But okay, cool. I did.
What did you do your degree in?
Wait, no, Daron, seriously? No. How reaches? I'm gonna talk about you already. That's not fair. Okay, so I pursued a bachelor's of business administration with a major in accounting and and a minor in banking and finance.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
So
that's where I started.
You're banking at Gospel J.
Which is media. So yeah. So the Lord has an amazing sense of humor, because I would have been afforded the opportunity to share the stage with different artists and amazing musicians and engineers.
Call some names.
I don't want to
The
get
big
into trouble.
deals,
Oh
them.
my God, I don't want to get into trouble because I've said it already. Latoya HD, Joseph Roach, Nadine Blair, and the Perpetual Sounds of Praise. All the amazing artists who would have passed through it. I would be just, I went into an amazing history to just learn, to hone my craft, not just, not performance-wise, but in terms of ministry, how to set the mic, how to sing into the mic, what the verbiage, what you say while you're singing. You understand different techniques and stuff, how to be more rounded, and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Yes.
So producer, that's J.
Yeah, that's cool. That's super cool because I'm not in the front page. I don't talk, but I'm not on air, and I try to maintain that as much as possible. But for some reason, because I guess my personality mislead. Yeah, let me use that one. Mislead people to think that, you're a radio personality or media personality. No, we're not going down that road. I just want to serve, I want to help, so that those persons who are so inclined to be out there and on air make their job easier and better. Okay. Yes.
I mean, being a radio producer at Gospel JFM, I mean, how is it? What is it like being a producer there, and being a producer at Gospel JFM has afforded you to meet the likes of.
I don't know where to start. Joan Flemings, and I got to sing with her once. Jesus, she's a sweetheart. Joan Flemings, Carlene Davis. There are too much to count. It's better you ask me who I have not met as yet or spoken to as yet, because I haven't spoken to Chevelle Franklin yet. I haven't spoken to Marvia Providence yet, and it's not impossible to talk to them or their team. All right. So I mean, DJ Nicholas, Kevin Downswell, Jermaine Edwards. And their team, their musicians, engineers, GT Sounds, Alternative Music Studios, Pure Music Studio. I mean, the list is endless. Endless. So,
and is it great being a producer at Gospel JFM?
Great. There's always room for improvement and growth. And honestly, I have to say that, because no one should be in a place where you are not growing and you don't have the opportunity to grow. And if I told you I have not grown since working there, I would be telling you a lie. I've gotten so many opportunities to apply myself and to develop even things I wouldn't consider myself doing. I would have been exposed to it, and plus given the opportunity to think about it and say, hey, let me know, pursue further studies to develop myself and to build myself.
Amazing. I know you have to go. But I mean, a lot of persons, they are extroverts, they're introverts, but you have the opportunity to be both at the same time. How does that feel?
I don't say that, I don't know where it comes from, but I call myself an introverted extrovert. I am conservative, but I know how to be sociable. I know how to be outspoken. I know how to reason and deal with persons. It may look like it's borderline hypocrisy or bipolar, because how can you be one thing and another thing simultaneously? But that's just me. That's just me, because doing this interview, if you notice, I'm making a deliberate effort to make eye contact, because that's not me. I know how to, but that's not, I don't like the stage. I would be on the other side of the camera. I say it all the time. I want to be behind the camera, behind the scenes, behind the mixer board, just running up and down, be off stage, telling you that's your cue, stand by. Please remember to do this, look into the camera, smile. I'll be doing all those just gesticulations behind the scene. But I am learning to appreciate it, because I was uncomfortable with it. Over time you'll be like, sometimes I like the stage. So occasionally, just for the fun of it, I would do stage, but I wouldn't stay for long. I wouldn't choose to be a soloist, and I wouldn't choose to lead. So I mean, a lot of times I would do a group thing. So even if when I'm asked to do a solo, I'm going to bring supporting vocalists. I'm going to bring a big team because I need people on stage with me to help my anxiety. Sure, I'm a natural leader. Yes, I know how to do this, but it's demanding and it can be overwhelming, and I don't want that to take away from the joy, to be in the moment and the opportunity to present and minister and share with others. So it's a learning thing. It's a work in progress. It may seem like I am natural at it, but it takes some doing. But in my sleep I can do production. In my sleep I can do logistics, stage management, almost any area of event planning.
Are you looking forward to becoming a solo artist? Are you?
Did the Lord tell it to us? Can I answer in another interview?
No, you have a lovely voice.
Thank you.
You seem as if you're running away from it.
Boy, did the Lord tell that too? Because I've heard that, just being fearful and stuff because you've learned from the experiences of others. So that's another thing in the different that where I serve. It allows me to talk to persons at different level. Persons would be in the business, in the industry for years. So that's a dark side. That's a side that doesn't get publicized a lot. Or even if it is, you don't get the full truth. You don't get full disclosure. So I would have buck up in some scenarios. I was like, okay, but I never ask you that. I never asked you about this person. I never asked you about your experience, the business side of it. I never asked you, but it is a part of it. The things that you don't want to talk about, the mismanagement of resources and people feeling abused, and how can you say you're a Christian, but yet your ethics and your character is questionable, and your integrity. I don't want to get too deep into the whole thing, but these are things that happen. So I'm saying learning from that and having my own experience, why would I want to pursue it? Why would I want to go on the big stage? Because, they have this saying, the higher monkey climbs, the more I'm exposed. So why do I want to be exposed to that?
HD has done it.
I can serve in my church. I can serve in my church. Doing the occasional leading and stuff like that. I don't want nobody to say, she feel like she's a superstar and she feel like because...
But aren't you? You have been featured on national television. Hello? Aren't you?
Yes, thank the Lord for those doors being open. Thank you for the events that we were invited to share. And the times of rehearsing and just preparing and learning a part and getting it right. So it takes work. So personally, I am not looking to pursue that as a career, but as I grow, as I open myself to challenges and to be challenged and to grow, as well as to be accountable to those who I influence, because I can't be encouraging you to do what I don't have no intentions of doing. And I don't want to be disobedient to the Lord. We can't manage no more flogging. And the Jonah experience, we can't manage any more of that.
Okay.
At this stage in our lives, we bless the Lord, especially in a pandemic. We're afforded the opportunity. So I am working to take the limits off. So things that I didn't see myself doing or consider me worthy of that, hey, enough of that. All so right. You asked me this, okay, let's go, let's see where it goes.
All right, we're looking out for the single. Before you go, tell us about your business.
Okay, so I have launched since my 30th birthday. Let's get it out there. That's in May. Okay. I have launched a business. I've always loved earrings, but my ears aren't pierced. Thank you. The name of it is Clipped Jewels by Semar. Clipped Jewels by Semar. And the reason we added jewels because we don't want people seeing that it's a salon or barber and that kind of thing. So predominantly we provide clip-on earrings. So almost, if not every earring design can be converted to a clip-on. So the persons, you are afraid of piercing, or you're going to pierce it but you want to experiment, or you just don't want to pierce your ears, we provide that alternative for you. So interestingly now, the persons whose ears are pierced and wear traditional earrings want in on the action. Oh, do you have that in regular? So what about us? But I'm like, guys, you have the world. The world is yours. The world of Erin is yours. But they no. My service, they want me to change them to a traditional Erin. So we provide a service. So once we talk, we have that conversation, and we confirm that we can do that service for you, then give us the color, give us the design, and we sort them for you.
Fantastic. I see you're wearing clip-ons.
Yes.
Did you purchase them from your store?
Yeah, I have to be my model, I have to be my salesperson and my manager
and
at the same time.
I said purchase.
Good question. Call it an investment. Call it an investment.
All right, congratulations.
So, yes.
So persons who want to reach out to you.
So we're on Instagram. For the time being, we're on Instagram. So it's Clipped Jewels, CLIPPED _ Jewels, JEWELS _ BY by _ Semar. That's SEMAR. And as I told you earlier, that's my nickname, home name, Semar.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to ask you why them call it Semar.
I don't know, to be honest. My brother, he's Omar, and I'm Semar. He named his kids Romario, Demar, and Shamara. I have cousins, Shamara and Lamar. Don't ask me who started it.
All right.
So, yeah.
That's a wrap.
That is a wrap.
It's so good to chat with you.
So, ready, really?
You have to go. Thank you so much,
Daron.
for
Thank you for having me. All the best on your endeavors. All the best in future episodes. And yes, I can sleep. No, that this is over.
If persons want to reach out to you personally, as it relates to radio production.
Yes, and event spanning.
Right.
So I'm also on Instagram, but let me give you my cell number. It's 876-885-6816. 885-6816.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sabrina Bryce. Thank you so much.
Thank you.